Does yesterday's V-shaped recovery mean we're out of the bearish woods? There's no. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. All the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the dance floor. Dance floor? The FOMO index has plummeted to 30 from yesterday's 40. Bitcoin dominance is 49%. 24-hour volume is 37 billion. The overall market cap is 1.02 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, it was a noisy little so-and-so on this noisy little so-and-so yesterday. Up, down, long squeeze, short squeeze with an old-fashioned hack to boot. But we talked about this, so it should have come as no surprise to anyone in this boutique community when Bitcoin price action. Well, she had a little dumb. My heartbreakingly optimistic outlook would be to see price action break into our triangle at 25.9. But keep your papers on an old support level of 25.1 for a quick bearish how's your father if the market opens up red this morning. And Lord love a duck, she didn't do just that. After flirting with and getting denied by the 20 moving average, price action shuddered in shame and dumped down, finding a bottom and a bounce at 24.9, then insta bounced back up and peaked out 25.9 and has petered down to a time of production 25.7. Now we're just slightly over the 20 and the 50 moving average, but we are still shy of getting back into our descending triangle. And if we wanted to make a bullish mountain out of a molehill, which is what you have to do in these crab walking nothing burger early days of the bull run, one could squint and force out a bull flag. And the price probability of this flag is N. Sing it with me now. Oh, you take the pull, you slide it all to break out point, and then we're all at 26.8-ish, which is right up at the 200 moving average, don't you know? And on the breakout side of this descending triangle, now we're on the ding-dong as the gallo gawkers slow down and drive by the death cross in bearish awe. Price action is trying desperately to carve out a bullish engulfing candle. We just need to close today at or above 25.8 to engulf yesterday's dump and signal strength and dominance to the bulls, and that strength could take us up into this channel to commingle with the headwinds of the 20 moving average, but I'm still side-eyeing this cute little baby head and shoulders pattern, which I think is getting all grown up, so we'll swap them out with a full-grown head and shoulders pattern that and I say if plays out well, could take us down to 24K-ish, which would then be our new level of support. In this lower channel, quick look at the Wookiee. Sees a lot of wicks and no action. With Bitcoin hovering around this 26K-ish area for the past month or so, but we are making lower lows. And if we can't reverse and recover up, we might see this bear flag execute and play down to 19.2-ish. But we'll cross that bearish bridge when and if we get there. And who knows, maybe yesterday's erratic upsy downsies, bearsies, bullsies was just the insiders baking in the CPI numbers. That old scotch on the rocks, booze breath. Jerry Papa will drop tomorrow because it's not like the Oscars and the numbers in some envelope that Jerry Pow Pow opens up. There are humans that are aware of the numbers beforehand, and humans will, left to their own accord, and definitely, if they are government workers, will lie, cheat, and steal at every corner and at any cost. So when you hear the term baked in, well, it just means greedy little insiders cheating the system. And hey, what else would government workers do but cheat on you? And when you look at that, my friends, the sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth, a day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, but we're lucky enough to have them anyway. So get out there and knock them dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. And that's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee, join me for a quick one, and sing it with me now. Around the banks of boom to bang, Bitcoin, crypto, more than tea. Hey, whoa, cha-cha-cha-ching. Zamboni, bring out the dance floor. That was such a weird thing to say because I was trying to figure out, like, where is it? What part of my subconscious is that coming from? Bring out the dance floor. I've never made a mistake on that one line. And it was funny because that was actually take 2 of the video. Because listen to this nightmare. I'm recording the video, and I'm just maybe about halfway through, and I look up at Ecamm is how I record it, is kind of like the software I use. And for some reason, yeah, that's right, Bruce, my dancing was mentioned yesterday. For some reason, the Ecamm was blacked out, which means it hadn't been recording. So I had to re-record it. And then when I got to that part, Zamboni bring on the dance floor, I guess I was, I think Dave Digital was talking about how he's a solo dancer. And then we got into guys dancing and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it was a nightmare. It was almost at the point of no return where I would have to just ditch the video and wouldn't be able to do it. But man, luckily enough, when I did the second take, it was almost mistakeless. There were some, obviously, but it wasn't. It was enough I could speed up, because certain times there's like whatever I screw up on certain things, I usually make up for on others. Like audio will be a little more less mistakes, etc., for me to fix, etc., etc. Anyway, good morning, Christopher, BCL, pianomattyb OG, helping build the channel. Thank you. Brendan, Richard, Tweedle, Squeaky McGee, Camo Crawdad, Sneaky Pete, Vapes in BC, Misco, pianomattyb OG, Mark Stone, get off my lawn. Mike Loney, John, Super Fresh, JP, Dave Digital with the blue wrench, the real wrench, Dave Digital. The cryptic mushroom. That's funny because I've been drinking mushroom coffee just to, try things differently. Instead of drinking coffee, I was going to try this mushroom coffee and see what it's up, see what it's like. It's not psychotropic mushrooms. I haven't done psychotropic mushrooms in years, but I did do microdosing mushrooms when I wrote the children's album. I would call it Microdosing Mondays, and I would take it. It's like a cup of coffee, microdosing mushrooms. But then I would spend that day writing the songs for the children's album, all the bubbles in the world. So a cryptic mushroom reminded me of that. Ralphie, Sarah S. in California, David Sony Music, pianomattyb, OG, Bruce, My, Troy N, Abby Dewan, Digital Citizen. Good morning, pianomattyb. To the untrained eye, it would seem your numbers are going up. Well, yes. It's like, for instance, yesterday, the subscribers, we lost 5. So I'm not sure how that happens, because sometimes I think maybe it's like the people at the piano bar will kind of subscribe to comment and maybe watch it. And then when they're done, they're just like, get rid of this. Go back to the condo makeovers and whatnot that they're watching on their normal channel. So, yeah, we have picked up a little bit, but we lost 5 yesterday, which is bizarre because, it'd be nice to not lose 5. But whatever. Lyndon, Juden, Kelly, here from Toronto, another Canadian. Yeah, Scotty Moe, that's right. Scotty Moe made these hats. He did the embroidery, king of all T-shirts down in Boca Raton. They could be bots, yeah, but that's why I put on the have to subscribe to comment, because I figure bots can't really get around that. But that's right. Brock Deal. He didn't play their song at the bar. Maybe we don't play every song because we don't know every song, right? So the only reason we won't play a song is just simply because we don't know the song. I have no dislike for songs. I've played Brown Eyed Girl more times than any human should ever. Sweet Caroline more times than any human should ever. But I don't hate it. In fact, I enjoy the energy that it creates, so to speak. So it's kind of like, I'm sure if you were a magician and you pulled a bunny out of a hat and everyone applauded all the time, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm sick of pulling bunnies out of a hat. I got to do something else. Well, if it gets the crowd up and amped up and off the floor and into the show, I'll play it. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, the only time we don't play songs is if I don't know it or I forget about it. There was a super chat from Terry Crow for The Doors. I didn't know it. I know Kyle might know it, but we'll get you back this weekend, Terry. We need more FOMO in at the top. Yeah, I like to play FOMO at the top of the show, because the problem is that when the show gets rolling, what the boutique community online might not know or feel is that there's a definite pull from the live crowd to keep the train chugging, right? So, unfortunately, they want to hear all the kind of dance floor, schlocky, Great Balls of Fire stuff, right? And so it's hard to just slam on the brakes and play a slow song. So FOMO at the top, it's not a slow song, but it's an original. So people in the live audience, they don't know anything. They don't even know it's a crypto channel, let alone there's a song on it called FOMO at the top. Yeah, there it is, Roadhouse Blues. I think we did it once, Terry, if I'm not mistaken. And Terry, I'm not sure if you got that Instagram DM, but I think your address is wrong that you sent me. Maybe do a double take on that. I saw something here. Let me just look back on this. No, I'm going to screw things up. I saw a message from the crypto mushroom. If you want to put that in, again, I missed it. I can only see about 6 at a time. So nothing really much happened except for yesterday went down and up. Isn't it weird that it went to 25.1, sat there all day? I mean, support and resistance. I've always only traded support and resistance with Fibonacci. So it's not too surprising to me that it hits these support and resistance every time. But it's somewhat bizarre, you know, and it even came back to 26K, which is resistance. So 26.8 would be what this, now it's, I would see some TA guys going, well, that's a stretch, that bull flag. And yeah, it is a stretch, but like I said in the video, in these crab markets, you got to kind of make mountains out of molehills. When you see a pattern, I wouldn't say it's a sanctioned bull flag. But it's something. Might not be something, but she's what? That's right. She sure ain't nothing. Good morning from Stratford, Ontario. Well, you know, so there are some Canadians in this community. The metrics about a year ago was like Sneaky Pete vaporizers in BC. That was how many Canadians there were, and my mom would hop on. But now I feel like there's more Canadians. There's maybe 3 to 4% of the subscribers are. Oh, there's Kier Breathway. Where are you from, Kier? Cryptic Mushroom. There it is. Did you write the TA lyrics ahead of time, or you just wing it? Yes, I write out a script. Cryptic Mushroom, and I will put chords beside certain words where I kind of have to fit those words in for that chord change in order to kind of sing that note. And I usually put the scripts up for the pianomattyb OGs in case they're interested in it, because you can see the script. And where I'm singing, you can see a little letter with an asterisk, and that's the note that I have to sing. Because when I'm writing the script, I'll forget half the things I did. So when I'm recording it, if I don't have those little things like where to hit the note, what note to sing, what chord to be on, it'll just be a train wreck, and it would take hours to get it done. So yeah, I do write a script. All the pianomattyb OGs helping build the channel, the members get to see it. I didn't put in yesterday. Maybe I'll put in today. Let me know if the members find that of value. If not, I won't. Because what I find interesting and what other people might not find interesting are usually the same. I'll have to watch for that. My toddler let me watch you live. Does he not usually let you? It's like, Dada, don't watch him live. Lyndon, Jude, and Kelly, so glad BitBoy Crypto Ben introduced me to you. Yeah, the good old BitBoy Crypto days. I guess it's now Discover Crypto. Interesting turn. Interesting turn. It'll be pretty fascinating to see how this story plays out, because I don't know anything. I'm an outsider. I talk to Drew every now and then, but we're not in constant conversation. I don't ask him questions because really it's none of my business. And especially once it kind of became marital and family and et cetera, et cetera. I just thought I lost even more care, because it's like, well, they're just YouTubers. They make mistakes. I don't think it should be splashed around like that, but kind of makes for good content, I suppose. I don't know what Ben's channel's at now. Last time I saw it, it was at about 35,000, which I thought it would explode initially right out of the gates into the couple hundos. Just like that. So I'm surprised that it's only 35,000, which, surprising to me. She might have heard me type
Damien wins. Good morning, Breaking Free. So the CPI don't care numbers come out tomorrow. And the only thing that I find interesting about tomorrow's numbers is that how they're going to fudge oil. Because oil is the highest it's been in 10 months. And now they may, the last second, fudge it and take it out. That's what they like to do. Let's fudge the numbers. We'll take out what's inflating and we'll replace it with what's deflating, like Rubik's Cubes and Sony Walkman CD players that don't skip. Those prices are drastically dropping. Let's throw them in that basket of fudge numbers and see what the CPI is. So the problem with the oil going up is that means inflation will go up because prices of everything from transport to goods and services, everything will go up. So how are they going to fudge that? So we're going to see inflation tick up. It's a lagging indicator, so we might not see it today, or this month, but we'll see it next month. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see it this month unless they fudge the numbers. So what happens if inflation goes up? Well, Old Scotch on the Rocks, Booze Breath, Jerry Papow is going to have pressure to maybe raise the interest rates to, I don't think I want to say the point of no return, because there's going to be a point where this just breaks, right? And in my dark theories, I was at Auntie Jinxie's on Sunday, and when we're having dinner, usually that's when old Uncle Weird Matty B shares his dark theories on things. But my dark theory is that they're trying to break it because they want a collapse so they can usher in the CBDC and just kind of start new, because we're on the 50-year mark of this experiment in fiat currency, this failing experiment in fiat currency. So it's about time they switch it out. Usually, there's a name for it. There's like a Jewish holiday or something based on a debt jubilee every 50 years. I can't remember what it is. So that's what we may be seeing. Also, there's talk about the government shutdown. And I like this. It's like, to me, obviously, they're not going to shut down the government. You think these psychopaths are going to not get a paycheck for one single day? It's like government shut down porn. You know, it's like they can't get enough. Yeah, that's right, the Jubilee Dave Digital. Government shut down porn. It's almost like the debt ceiling porn. It's like they just like to throw it out there so everyone goes, oh my God, they're going to have to, what if they don't raise the debt ceiling? Oh my God, what if the government does shut down? Up here in Canada, I would like at least 75% of the government to shut down, because it's just a bloated bureaucracy of people doing nothing. You wouldn't believe how bad the medical system is up here. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get into an accident and you need an emergency doctor to sew you up and put you back together again, it's pretty awesome. And it's not free, because you pay for it with indirect apportion taxes, which are different than direct unapportioned taxes. So that's where those taxes go. But if you have, chronic illness, what have you, you have to see specialist doctors. Well, you get put in the queue, and you can't really buy your way out of it. You're either in the know, like doctors, so you can get, a buddy to kind of put you at the front of the queue, or you're just waiting, and hopefully, things don't get too crazy. But the amount of time you have to wait for anything in the government, let alone business, like business licenses. Let's say you put in a deck in your backyard, or you want to simply knock out a wall in your house and make it an open concept. You have to wait months for these dummies to meet once a month and review your request. And if your request doesn't have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, well, you got to wait for another month. It's not like, oh, we'll get back to you later today. No, they only meet once a month. Because why would they? They're government workers. As you can see, I have a real disdain for them. Anyway, iPhone 15 today. Does anybody really care? Yeah, cryptic mushroom. It doesn't sound very efficient. It's not. Plus, our wait times in our emergency. Yeah, John Superfresh, indoor remodels. Yeah, if you do, I've heard nightmares where if you put, say, an addition onto your house without getting the proper license, they will make you tear it down at your own cost. So, Sarah S. says, no, they changed the charging port again, for Christ's sake. You know, this iPhone or this MacBook 14-inch, they changed the charging port on that. It's better, but still, it's like it's hard because it's the only port I can. I have this other one that I see the comments on, has a different charging port. And, you know, half the time they don't charge anymore. They lose their little charging thing. It's ridiculous. I just don't know if they can keep coming out on a yearly basis with these iPhones and anyone really giving a shit. I mean, I still have this brick of an iPhone 8. But the problem is it's a 256 gigger. So once you move up to a 256 gig iPhone, the next phone you have has to be basically a 256 gigger, or else it just won't merge nicely. You have to back it up into some sort of hard drive and then blah, blah, blah. I don't got time for that. I need it to merge right away. Dave Digital says the iPhone release is a big deal due to China banning iPhone. Expected sales may tank, thus tanking the S&P. Steady, lads. Yes. I saw something about them selling first to India, too. Josh Raphael, Apple was required by law in America to match the charging ports of all other brands. Interesting. I'm surprised Apple, regardless of law, regardless of anyone requiring them to do anything, would simply say okay to anyone. Because I feel like they're, like that meme said, there is no government, there's just banks and corporations. I feel like Apple was just like, you want us to do what? Change everything? Oh, nah. We're going to come out with our own port. It's going to be different from all of them, and then you can deal with that. John Superfair, Samsung S23 for me. It's funny because whenever someone texts me or I text someone and it goes green, I'm like, oh, are they a Samsung user? No. It's too cold? Okay, we'll make her a quick one, buddy. School anyway. Well, I said you don't need to if you don't want, and then you said, oh, you wanted to sing it. Are you going, or is that it? Are you going to do it, or are you going to come sing us out, or no? Sing it from there, then. Loud, nice and loud. You shut the door. Hilarious. He's still singing it, actually. Oh, he's the ghost in the window. There you are. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Wednesday. CPI don't care.
Make sure you like